Hello, good evening, Nigerians. Quickly, tonight we are going to do something very spectacular. As we announced yesterday during the show, I was planning to bring on somebody last night on the show, but I wasn't able to as a result of the fact that he explained that there were issues with him being able to get home in time, and as a result we couldn't bring him on the show again. And as you could see already, the topic is about the former spokesperson or spokesman of the National Conscience Party, NCP, Mr. Seeni Ajayi, who is now a member of the AAC party, that's African Action Congress, the party upon which Mr. Oluwasegun is going to be running for presidency. Well, tonight, very lucky we have Mr. Seeni Ajayi, or Comrade Seeni Ajayi, as people who belong to the comradiness would love to be addressed. It's live on the show with me, and we are going to be asking him a few questions with respect to his movement, or if you like, relocation or ideological shift, or whatever you would like to use as language therein, for him to have left the NCP to AAC. Well, a lot of people will say they are ideologically the same. NCP, AAC, shouldn't they be the same? How about the two parties become one and then work together? Well, it turns out that the NCP also has their own presidential candidate already, and that's the former chairperson of the party. I think he's still the chairperson of the party as we speak right now. Dr. Yunus Atanko is also running for presidency. And then if the spokesperson of the party is leaving the party to say he doesn't want to support the person who wants to run, then we have to ask questions. Why do you leave the party of Gani Fahimi to go and support Mr. Oluwasegun in his own new party, African Action Congress? Well, too many questions that I know a lot of people also have to ask today, and that's why we have Mr. Seeni Ajayi live on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this interview with Mr. Seeni Ajayi? Let's get going. You're welcome on the show, Mr. Seeni Ajayi. How are you doing today?
Very fine. It's good to be on your show.
Thank you so much. Very quickly, a lot of Nigerians would like to know, especially those that have been asking, how did this happen? What does Mr. Seeni Ajayi want to do? What is he bringing on the table, like many people ask? What do you have to say? Why did you leave NCP? Why join AAC? I need people to hear from the horse's mouth tonight.
Well, I think it's a clear-cut issue. First and foremost, it's necessary to state that there has been a running crisis within the National Conscience Party as regards the national leadership deviating from the ideological standpoint of the party by entering into alliance with the PDP, under the CUPP arrangement. We within the NCP consider the CUPP as a cup of poison. That is the best way to describe it. And it's necessary to emphasize that if Gani Fahimi and the key founders, Chief Gani Fahimi essentially are alive, this will definitely not be. Most close to 90% of the members of the party are aware that PDP does exist, but they will never find themselves in PDP. That they will never support PDP. So under what condition will you support a PDP candidate? Under what guise? We are tired of this kind of a deceit. This is a deceit, big deceit. And since it was announced, there have been a running battle within the party. The rank and file do not support, the decision of the Tanko-led leadership to actually move into PDP. And in fact, from day one, the Lagos NCP, which I am the spokesperson for the Lagos NCP, issued the disclaimer. Immediately it came out,
So as we speak right now,
hello, yeah. So as I was saying that, so essentially that is the ideological view, no longer what it's supposed to be. Hello, are you hearing me?
All right, I quite understand that. So what you're simply saying now is that the major reason that you people decided to boycott the NCP is because it's joined the CUPP. Well, prior to that, have you made effort at all to see if I mean Showre could run? I mean, I remember that Showre was initially
Yeah.
supposed to be identifying with another party altogether before he decided to go and start his own AAC party, and there was NCP. Why would Showre in the first place go and try join another strange party that was new after all, when there was NCP of the Ghanaian Fawemi that already had some kind of structure since 2003? Were there, were there communications between NCP and Mr. Moyele Showore before he went out to go and start his own party rather than using the NCP platform in the first place? I'm sorry, we lost him temporarily. Can you hold on? Let me bring you back in. We lost your connection. Just one moment, Mr. Seeni Ajayi. You'll be back in shortly now, and then you can respond to that question. Um, okay, you are live again. Let's hear you, please.
Okay. As I was saying that Omoyele Showore has always been a member of the NCP. He was a founding member of the National Conscience Party as at the 1990s, not even in the year 2000. So he's not strange in the party. And when the process of taking Nigeria back developed, the NCP was one of the first parties to actually be approached. And I can confirm that we had a wonderful relationship from the initials, and in fact we had no doubt, particularly key cadres within the NCP were actually in full support of his aspiration. But as I emphasized, the national leadership under Dr. Yunus Sanko has another agenda entirely, and a lot of that agenda was actually made latent, hidden to the rank and file members until it blew open in the July days, where it was announced that the National Conscience Party is officially part of the CUPP. In fact, when we heard that NCP was part of CUPP, we came out and totally denounced it immediately, thinking that there was no collaboration. It was a few hours after that denunciation that we discovered that the national leadership underneath was actually part of it. And at a meeting that was summoned some few days after that in Lagos, the promise, when the national chair came down, the promise he made was that the party was going to formally withdraw from the CUPP the week after. That they will have nothing to do, because it was condemnation from the rank and file of the party. But to our surprise, rather than him withdraw, what he simply did was to call what he presumed to be a national meeting, and which has never been called before in a while in the history of the party. And he organized a meeting which was really a charade in Abuja, and which was called the National Coordinating Council meeting, where he arranged the meeting was a rigged meeting, and the all opted for the CUPP. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, really. And since then, things have not actually been going well within the party.
Wow, interesting. But I would also like to know particularly, there's a part of the question I just asked you answered, but I didn't really hear the answer. Maybe I didn't hear, or maybe you skipped it somehow. I wanted to know if at all that there was any effort to see how NCP and AAC could work together. Was there such effort at all?
Before was that the NCP will go into alliance with parties of like minds. Yet before the AAC was set up, that always been the attitude. The NCP had always been in forefront of aligning parties along common interests. You know, we aligned on the issue on the question of the question of attacks against us. We did fight it collectively with other political parties, and on the question of rooting out the PDP, we also had alliances, but all these were pro Marxist alliances, because we cannot lose sight of one reality that we may have 91 political parties in Nigeria, but the interest, and the class interests of those parties need to be put in place. And when we put those class interests, there are two fundamental class interests that are played: the interest of those who support the status quo and the interest of those who support the masses. So we may have 91 parties, but when we stream down the interest, we will have very few that supports either of the two options. So we cannot under any guise say that, well, because we hate a Buhari so much, then the next option is for us to support a PDP deceit, or because we hate a PDP so much, we support an APC deceit. We are not actually interested in that, because it is just deepening the crisis and just fooling the masses. It is necessary for us to see how we can build an independent movement of the Nigerian masses and youth against all these anti-masses and anti-youth parties. That's essentially what we have actually been for. So we have always had that, and we have also worked with the Take It Down movement, Take It Back movement. Before even they transmitted into a political party, it was I would even say before it was forced to actually move towards becoming a political movement, formal political movement. We've always had a splendid movement. We attended programs, we attended our own programs and things like that. But immediately the process of the CUPP developed, which was clearly, we said it clearly that this was a move towards an adoption of a PDP candidature. There was no basis upon which we could actually work with such a thing. But even within that, we still made sure that the organs of the party, particularly in Lagos State and within the South, were convoked, and all the mass organs opted, or were actually against the CUPP. But what we had, which they claimed to be a national meeting, was a rigged meeting, which actually was used to actually uphold that decision, or that illegal or that unjustified decisions, of actually following the Atiku Abubakar option, which is a scandal, really. So, and that is essentially why they got a period upon which we can no longer continue. And unfortunately for the masses, there is an option. The AAC and Take It Back movement is actually continuing the lines, upon which the NCP was set up. So we have no problem actually orienting and aligning with it. And good enough also, scores of Nigerian youths, north, east, west, around the whole country, are flooding within it, and they see it as a means of actually making a change. And this is a concrete reality. You see it grow in membership. You see not just growth in membership. You see people even contribute their mega earnings towards the growth of that. So all what you are seeing today is a product of the resistance that is developed, and this resistance developed within the past 9 months, really, and it is quite splendid that this has come to reality. So this is what has just happened is a deepening of our collaboration and a deepening of our involvement within that movement. That is actually what has actually happened.
One more question before I begin to ask people to bring in their own questions now is that I want to know quickly, because a lot of people are actually online now, and they are excited about this. I know most of them are AAC members who are saying this is a great development. And before I ask this last question, sir, I also want to tell those that are watching live right now that if you have any question for the former NCP spokesperson, please type in your question so that we can read it live to him, so that I can respond to them while still live on the show and before he leaves. and he's here and willing to respond to all the questions. So type in your questions if you have any question for him before he goes. And the last question I have for you, sir, is that uh, it's not natural for for many people to leave their own former party to join a new party without having any promise in there. All right, you were a spokesperson in your in your former party, and now you are joining a new party. What you say? I mean, what position are you holding in the new party, or you are just going to be a floor member? I mean, what are you holding now?
I will just tell you that we are holding no position, no executive position within the AAC. It's the reflection of the importance of the development that I think we are not. I'm not going to hold any executive position. Of course, we have already had structures in place, but it tells you to what extent we are prepared to go and actually associating with the movement, that has actually developed. This movement is of enormous importance to the Nigerian working people and the youth, because we can say authoritatively that since the demise of Gani, and since the birth, of the NCP rebellion, this is the second most important development, for which we cannot afford to abandon it. It is a change that we can all be part of. And you see, if you are one is an opportunist, the next thing is to say that, well, you want to negotiate a structure for yourself. No. What is at play is that, well, we have a movement that has developed, which is a rank and file movement, a movement of the youth, a movement of the ordinary persons, a movement of the Nigerians in diaspora who are concerned about the situation within and who want real change. So within that context, we will actually move in without considerations for ourselves. And it is a moment we emphasize that this requires a crucial and critical support, because within it a lot of things have actually been raised. The Olawoye is actually like a catalyst, of the Nigerian revolution. People through him and through the movement that has actually developed can actually challenging the political status quo, and that is the important thing for some of us. That is the most important thing. We joined the NCP, as a floor member in the 1990s. That was the thing that happened. Even in the heat of the crisis, we stayed, as floor members. So it's not about executive positions. That's one thing. Secondly, a movement has also developed, really the third arm of the whole campaign, which is a campaign, an alliance of the masses political alternative called AMPA. It's a movement of activists, youth behind, supporting the Shuwere AAC Take It Back movement, and that movement is also growing. It is to actually, because many of our activists we don't actually understand some of what is actually at play right now, and many are just getting won over, to the gospel. So within this context, we want to see to what, because essentially the key task before the Nigerian people is the key task before the Nigerian workers and youth is to set up a political movement of their own, which the AAC within the current context can actually become, and it will become it if we can all raise the level, and also come up with alternative programs, alternative ideology to the current ideology of APC and PDP, and that is essentially the key task before us today. Because the way the two parties have run, our society around, it is necessary for us to know that there are alternatives, concrete alternatives, which can actually safeguard the society. But due to the vested interest of the personalities and the classes that are actually behind the two destroying parties, there will be no one to allow this to take place. But with the platform that has been created right now, alternative revolutionary views are being aired and are being heard and are being considered by the rank and file, and that is the future. Let me give you an example. For instance, the question of free education at all levels, the question of living minimum wage, the question of ending ending crisis within an educational sector are things that are attainable, if not for conflicting vested interests that are actually holding our society to ransom. The issue of ending corruption itself is, which is a consistent thing, are things that can actually be handled. But so long you have a regime, of the current regime, which is of course made up of the people with vested interest, very corrupt entities running it. So long they're in power, we are not actually going to go anywhere.
Very interesting. Let me quickly ask one question by. There's a question by Sami Kiki, and I'll let you see it if you're watching also live now. Sami Kiki is asking how many people are also crossing with you from the NCP to the AAC, and that's Sami Kiki. If you can see the comment right there, Sami Kiki is asking that question. Another person asking the same question is also asking. I think that person is. I saw. Okay, Beam is also saying how many people are crossing with you. So that's two persons asking the same question at the same time for you there. So how many people are also not pleased with what they see in your party right now, in the former party you belong to, that's the NCP, who now wants to cross with you to AAC? Did you cross alone, or are there other persons who cross with you?
These are some of the questions that we do not follow the same lines of the status quo parties, where persons with clearly we are crossing with 25,000 persons or 50,000 persons or 5,500. No, that's not what is at play here. I can give you some of the fundamentals that first and foremost, the Lagos wing of the National Conscience Party, the Southwestern wing of the National Conscience Party, the South wing of the National Conscience Party are not, with the national leadership on the issue of the CUPP. That in itself is a concrete reality. There are resolutions and there are meetings that actually stamp that. Two, the Lagos NCP is fielding candidates, for these elections, from governor to state houses of assembly, senate, and co. So we do still have a lot of persons who are with us, but who, for technical reasons, will not be in position to actually move over to the AAC. That's the concrete reality that we have. But who are with us in spirit, and who within the next days will be making some official declarations. I do not want to jump the gun, but you will be hearing of some declarations in the coming period, because essentially they know the concrete truth as regards what is actually happening, and who we can and who we must actually support in the pending 2019 elections. That reality is there, and I can tell you, that it is not a question of just throwing figures all around, but it's essential for people to be patient and watch as development will unfold in the next coming days and weeks, and particularly as we proceed to the elections. And also within the party, also a lot of persons are raising questions. What we have today is a leadership that is holding the party using artificial means. They do not actually have any intentions of running for any presidency, because you raise the position that NCP has a presidential candidate, which you will actually question. There's no such thing. In the real sense of the word, there's a pretense to it, but essentially these persons are actually working for Abubakar Atiku, the PDP option, which will have nothing to do. So essentially, if you want figures, I can give you figures right now. I don't give you, but essentially the soul of the party is not with the current dispensation. If Gani was around, he would never be part and parcel of this kind of a treasury, which the national leadership has actually declared itself for.
Interesting. There are some other questions I would like you to quickly respond to before you leave. Somebody is asking, how do you think how do you think that this country can take back? How do you think? I mean, one person asked. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll so that you can also see, because I'm where you're also watching live. I want to ask you what one person asked. The one person asked, I can't exactly locate where the person asked, but I wanted you to see. But the person is asking first of all that um, what are you bringing to AAC? And I want you to answer at the same time the second question. I also spotted many questions already covered them, but I want to see how I can locate what without locating it immediately now. The second question is, um, how do you think your experience will come to bear to take this country finally from the people you are also trying to fight against that made you to join the AAC? So those are two questions in one now. The first one is what experience you're bringing in, all right. What would your experience bring to bear? And the second is, what do you think would be done eventually? I mean, in the ultimate, to get the country rescued from these old people.
Well, first and foremost, I will say that well, in the question of experience, because the last question about old people is usually very controversial to some of us. Of course, there are old people on the right and there are old people on the left. There are old people that are part of the status quo and there are old people that are against the status quo. So we need to actually have it in a more clearer part. The question of experience is a necessity, particularly when we look at where we are coming from. When we talk about trying to build a political movement of the working people, experience is necessary. The NCP movement we developed in the mid 90s, 1994 to 2000 and till date, actually is a movement of tens of thousands of persons. I'm sure many of us know what the Ghanaians and co did in those years. That experience you can't pick it up in the market. It's not easy you pick up in the market. We can't actually see how develop, and also we can't actually see what is actually developing within the AAC right now, as we are also joining as members. You can see what is also developed, which is similar. So that experience of the 90s and the early 2000s can actually gives us an edge in actually trying to shape. And we also know that the struggles of the past, the struggles against military dictatorship and for the current democracy itself, we know what actually developed, and where we made mistakes. So those mistakes are not things that you can actually, the experience of those mistakes, provided we learn proper experience, are not things that you're actually going to buy in the market. They are things that will guide us in our building of a new movement. That's one part. Secondly, the move is a network move, because what we are seeing today, which you can also see within the platform that has been set up called AMPA, which I emphasized, which I said earlier, the Alliance for the Masses Political Option, which is also within the AAC umbrella, is we are saying that the radical forces within the country are coming together, conscious of the objective realities that we find ourselves, and also conscious of the task of building a formidable political movement, as an alternative to the current world. Now, within that context, we know that it's necessary for us to come together, harmonize our ideological positions, develop the programs of as an alternative to the current what within the country, and also build a political movement which can actually take political power. Now, it involves a lot of things. From experience, we can tell you, transforming the country requires building the party cadres. It involves building principal person. It involves strengthening the ideological core within the political movement. It also involves us, separating opportunists from those that are sincerely concerned and those that are prepared, that are sincerely prepared to actually make the necessary sacrifice to change the society. So these are the tasks within us, and with the necessary with the background information and background experience, it will actually act as a guide. And I also want to learn that for people to also learn from history. I can maybe I should start from the African history. The movements, that brought in Kwame Nkrumah, started from a main political movement, and at a particular point in time, within a span of 2 years, the Kwame Nkrumah broke from the main substitution parties and proceeded, particularly rallying around the youths, within the main party then, and actually set up an independent political movement that eventually they took power and made the historic landmark transformation within Ghana. Of course, it's a different ballgame when we want to go into specifics. But also when we take to how working class organizations, working class political movement developed around the world, we see that it takes this kind of paths upon which people patient people, because building a political movement of this nature is a way of building APC. We have few billionaires who just sit down, they have their asset and they can just contribute and they are good to go. Or PDP, where 31 billionaires or so can come together and they are good to go. We did it for the working class organization, particularly in the situation for which you have a trade union leadership that has made it impossible, due to their collaboration and due to their, I don't want to use hard words, due to their compromises, have made it impossible for the working people to have an expression. You get, both political and economic. It makes it more difficult for us to build something much more sincere and more with true direction when you have to do leadership that actually undermining our so within that context, that is the context we need to actually look at, and also taking cognizance of the fact that we are seeing globally how take it in the United States, we saw the development around the Bernie Sanders that developed, within the Democratic Party, the Democrats. We saw what happened in the revival of the British Labour Party. We saw what happened in Greece. We see what is happening in Spain and co. What we are just trying to, I don't want to be too vast, but what we are saying is that it is necessary if we want to have a genuine transformation of and a genuine change, that rank and file people, build a political movement that is expressing their own, that is not under the control of billionaires, that if you have a political party that does not have the control, that's not going to be dictated to by the IMF and World Bank, that's not going to be dictated to by the that is determined the political programs. Example.
Sorry, sir. We the network over your end is not exactly stable right now. I think you need to check and. Well, at this point, you have really tried on the show tonight. A lot of people already feel that you did justice to the topic already. I'm just going to say thank you so much for joining. We do wish that next time when we call you to come on the show, you will definitely join us, and we will take this conversation further. Thank you so much for joining on the show tonight. I really don't want to take your time because you've really done enough already. Thank you so much once again for joining, and I wish that this, conversation will continue in some time, and then we will be able to take it further and do it better than we have currently done. We have a policy not to take this show longer than enough because of people who are not able to join us live, but who definitely want to play it back. We don't want it to be too long so that it doesn't look discouraging for many people who want to watch the show. Thank you so much for joining us again. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk more later, and we'll bring you on the show again in some future. Thank you so much once again, sir. I'm going to let you go now.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Seeni Ajayi of the formerly of the NCP, now of the AAC. Now, the summary of what you said is that part of the reason you decided to leave the NCP was because of the decision of the leadership, which was controversial as of the time. The leadership of the NCP reportedly signed to join the CUPP, and a lot of many members of the National Conscience Party who weren't cool with the decision of the leadership of the party to join the CUPP decided to go. To leave. Some of them who haven't left, I learned because I spoke with some of them also again yesterday. Said that well, they are still they are still giving conditions and waiting for the leadership to rescind its decision to join the CUPP. And then I decided, okay, let me. Somebody already left. At least that person is willing to speak with me. Others are saying, well, they will talk to me later. There are still some internal uh, arrangement or rearrangement happening, and they want to see whether the leadership would rescind. But somebody said he already sees that the leadership is not going to rescind that decision, and as a result, he decides he wants to move on to what is ideologically similar to what Gani Fawemi propounded by founding the NCP, and that's the person we had on the show today. That's Mr. Seeni Ajayi. You just heard him speak. If you're joining late, please you can always play back the show so that we don't have to waste so much time. We have a new policy on the show that we don't want it to be too long. All right, let's go to the comment section. All of you who have one or other things to say. All right. So we are going to be rushing this. I'm sorry, people. Isamairife, all of you, welcome, 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 welcome. We've been doing for quite a while now, and I appreciate all of you, right? I appreciate all of you. We've been doing this together for a while now. Thank you so much for always staying on the show. Shegun, we're back. Just finished with President. Okay, Shore was live. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Sami Kiki say good job, Shegun. Okay. Thank you all of you. From Whites, usual people, Tosin Rede, okay, some new persons who just joined lately. I recognize some names if I see them. I know those that are just joining. I know those that are regulars. The moment they see that Shegun Olo or Objective Media is online, they are live too. They come quickly to join. 327 persons live on this show. It's a great one. All of you, welcome. So let's quickly rush this. I mean, all of these comments came in while Mr. Seeni Ajayi was live on the show, so let me rush them. Let me just keep most of it. If I see anyone that wasn't addressed by him that I may be able to respond to immediately, I will. But most importantly, we need to really start talking the way we normally do among ourselves after the show. So the comments I'll be reading next are the ones that are relating to us. If there was any question you asked that I skipped, I'm sorry, it's not deliberate. You can ask them again so that I can tell you what answers you already gave within the speech you already made while on the show. And if there's any other thing you'd like to know that you did not ask, or you came in late after you already, or while it was running off already, you can ask again. If I have the answer, I'll let you know, or if I don't have the answer, I can always bring him back later to answer or respond to those questions. Okay, so let's go, people. My people, how you do? Dominion Abimbola. Okay, thank you all. I've gained a few insight into what is currently pervading in Nigeria political space, especially with grassroots movements. Tom Anyton, thank you. What is it? Can you share? Could you share with us? Israel Lucky say good job, Shege. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Olusegun Ogunshola, take it back, Shegun. What am I taking back? No one has taken my wife. I don't even have a girlfriend yet. So more hair to your elbow, Shegun. More hair to your elbow. Those of you that understand Yoruba, and I'm sure this person also understands Yoruba. Adeni definitely understands Yoruba language. Hair to my elbow. Is that sexy? If I have it on my elbow. Anyways, I joke too much, right? But well, I'm just trying to be familiar. I mean, to just get friendly right now. While we are also trying to work, we should also somehow try to bring in some kind of comic interludes. Are you a little? Yeah, we can always do something and also give ourselves some comic reliefs. All right. Wisdom, thank you. The main. Okay. Oluwasegun, what do you think about Churchill coming to join AAC? Because OBJ can't be trusted. Well, I'm not saying anybody can be trusted, but the reality is that while you, that's where the place of screening comes in, because you can't trust everybody that's claiming to want to join you. At the same time, you cannot say because they used to be somewhere that they definitely don't want, also want. A lot of people are actually dissatisfied with with the status quo and want something better, and they feel that there's a change or a better thing coming ahead that they want to be part of. So I'm not going to dispute totally or dismiss totally the possibility of people who are tired of the system trying to live where they were. If AAC had been existing since Awolowo time, maybe we would not have people in PDP and APC. There were a lot of people who believed that APC was bringing a desired change, and they are already dissatisfied. They are already, by now they're already disappointed and want to change. So that is where screening comes in a lot. Screen people. It doesn't mean everybody who used to be part of PDP hates you. Some of them see what you're doing and they feel like that is the hope they have been waiting for, since there was no alternative before. Now that there's alternative, a lot of people are leaving and coming in. So just do your own diligence by screening effectively. That's what I can say. All right. Okay. Let's go on. Where did I stop? We are going to rush tonight, people. Sorry. Shegun, don't you know that if you contest for Lagos State Governor under AAC, you're gonna win? Funny people. Uh, what's funny actually is that I remember I was telling people that we need resource to do a lot of things on this channel, on this program. For instance, I planned during this Christmas to go to some markets and then do some things, but I don't have resources to bring enough crew members together to permeate. I don't want to mention names of market. There are strategic markets places in Lagos State I want to, but we don't have. If I now say I want to contest for Lagos State governorship, yeah, like I don't deceive myself. I don't have the resources, right? And I can't deceive myself. Well, let's not go too much into that, right? At appropriate time, if I want to contest, I will contest, right? Um, Hello Shegun, okay. Leicester Keyback, Akim Aruwu Jobe. Um, Leicester Keyback, Adeni, you're laughing for what? Did I say something funny? Tell me anytime. I'm always online to watch live or after the fact, but always very sympathetic, systematic, and analytical in mind before I make comments. Alright, that's good. Clayton Shegun, you deserve more than 50k subscribers. Yes, if you can, you people should do it. Jimo Daniel say what VP is doing in North, we don't see anything. Well, you gonna ask AAC people. Chinedu Okpala, what's your guest plan in luring people to AAC? Well, I think he mentioned that in passing actually. Frank Viper, Shegun has a flag of AAC flag, and how many of them are crossing over to Shegun as if flag of AAC flag, and how many of them are crossing over to AAC? He mentioned it that you should be expecting very soon some major exodus of people to AAC, but he doesn't want to mention names because he can't also be completely sure about himself about what he thinks. Alright. Uh, Shegun, you are doing it good. Okay, Peter Dewi. We hereby appoint you as spokesman of AAC. Okay, yeah. John Barrel, Naso. From White is laughing, Peter Dewi is laughing. I don't know why you guys are laughing. What did I say? That's funny. AAC is the best party ever. Progress Masakuku. Julius Agu, thank you Shego for good job. Fun White, time will come. Then you two know them no go support. You two know them. They push you. When you can't reach middle of the water, they can't leave you. Say she no be the contest. Alright, I've been around for a while in Nigeria, so I know. AAC has already have a governor for AAC candidate, yes. I don't know the name, but I'm aware that they say they have somebody in Lagos already. John Barrison, so Osasogi Dausa. Good job, my brother. Take VP has a day job saving lives. Fun White. Sami Kiki, I agree with you, Shegun. Some members of APC and APC want to leave the party, but they are confused. Well, it's everywhere. It's not only APC and PDP. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want this to be too long. We want it to be short. Well, as I said, so many programs we want to roll out on the show. We already started putting team members together, crew members together to see how far we could go to promote some of these young presidential candidates. If you want to support this, if I'm correct, the account you can send your support to is in the video description. So the account is in the video description. Those of you that want to support, some people call me in the daytime and say send me your account, send me your account, send me your account. I don't see people sending money as such, even though they say we'll finish, we'll spoil your life with money. If it is money that if it is finance or logistics you need to do most of the things you really want to do, we will spoil you with money, but we don't see it. So, well, if you want to support, the account is in the video description. Do send your support in if you want. All right. The last few comments that came in just right now, I'm going to read quickly, and then I'm going to disappear of the show because I don't want it to be too long for people who want to play back. All right. I agree with you, Shegun. So, okay. Gifted essay. You heard Mr. Shure said the VP is fine doing his job because it's part of the agreement. Okay. Evangelist Papa, I say take it back. Hello, Shegun. Always get your notifications late. Well, I think it's a YouTube system or something. You know, some of this. There are some things I have control over. There are some I don't have control over. Well, once I send it out, I believe everybody's supposed to get it. But if you don't get it, it must mean that the system, the YouTube system delays it or something. All right, thank you everybody, and that's a brief for tonight. Those of you that want to support the show, again, the account detail is in the video description. I'm going to come your way tomorrow again. Until then, keep talking about things that matter. I appreciate everyone for always being faithful to this channel. I'll see you tomorrow. If you came late, somebody saying they came late. If you came late, please ensure or endeavor to play back the video. It's not long tonight. We decided to make it always short. In fact, we want to keep it within 30 minutes maximum. Going forward, we are already trying to practice that. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to see you again. Until then, and yes, that's true. Somebody who's Fun White, your comment is hidden, but the truth is what you just said. If you do not only click the subscription or subscribe button, also click the bell button, so that the bell button means notify me. All right, so you can always get notification once we are live. All right, thank you so much, everybody, once again. Until I see you next time, keep talking about the things that matter. I thank you, everybody, for coming on the show tonight.